to share with you some of the inspiring stories of people that I've met doing this experience. And one of those people, is Jess. Jess, I've met you at Sun & Co. And been really inspired by your story because you've really transformed your life, I think it's fair to say. And could you just explain a little bit about how you got started doing the digital nomad?
Yeah, well, I've wanted to do it for a long time. So I've been working remotely and working for myself since 2014.
Right.
And I always thought I would try the digital nomad thing, like going around and working from wherever, and never quite got around to it. And then I did try 4 years ago. I went to a co-living place in Thailand for 2 months, and it was for writers, and I'm a writer. And you did work for the woman who owned the place, and you didn't have to pay room, like your board or anything like that, food. You had a private chef. It was really cool. And that was meant to be the start of my digital nomad thing. Then a couple of things happened that made me stay in England, and then obviously the pandemic happened.
Absolutely.
And I had this back injury, which meant I couldn't sort of leave the house for about a year before the lockdowns started.
Oh wow, that's tough.
But so when the world started opening up again, and my back was a bit better, I thought now's the time. Like everyone, I think during the pandemic, they were sick of waiting, sick of doing nothing, sick of staying at home. So I thought now's the time. So I put in my notice on my lease. I was renting a house. Yeah. Put all my stuff in storage.
Wow.
And came to Spain.
Whoa! And can I ask, what is it? What is your business and what is your work? You mentioned writing.
Yeah. So I'm a proofreader, editor, ghostwriter. I have a little business called Coleman Editing.
Right.
I mainly help people write their autobiographies if they don't know where to start. If they have like notes written about their life. A lot of them want to tell their story to their kids or their grandkids, so when they're gone they have a written record.
Oh, that's gorgeous. That's so special.
Yeah, so it's nice. I really enjoy helping people get their life stories down on paper. But I also help people like write and self-publish their own novels, because I do that as well. I write and self-publish on Amazon and all that kind of stuff. So I get a variety of things, and I can do it from wherever. I can choose my own hours, so it's perfect for this kind of lifestyle.
How many co-live experiences have you now been in?
So I went to the one in Thailand, which was 4 years ago, and then directly before coming here to Javier, I went to the Sun & Co pop-up. They did a month-long, it was their first one, so it was kind of a test, like an experiment. And that was in the Basque Country in northern Spain, and it was amazing.
I've heard it sounds awesome.
So good. I really hope they do more. And then 3 of us from there came straight here. So this is my third technically, but like second if you count companies, because it's still Sun & Co. It's still the same format, same formula.
Yeah. And we can raise our glass, because partly we're having a little farewell drink tonight.
No, don't mention it. I'm gonna start crying.
I know, because Jess is sadly leaving tomorrow. And can I ask, where are you returning to?
So I'm not going straight home. I'm going to Valencia for a few days, then Paris for a few days, then I'm going back to the UK for a couple of months. I've got some family things, some holidays booked with friends, and I'm doing some pet sitting as well. That's another thing. I'm going to be trying to mix co-living and Airbnbs and house sitting and pet sitting. Because obviously you can do them for free, and you get to hang out with animals, and I love animals. So I'm just going to go back to the UK and sort of bounce around between Airbnbs, go and visit friends, house sitting, pet sitting. So I don't have a base as such, but I have where my friends live and where my family lives, so I'll go and visit them, and then I need to figure out what I'm doing next, which is exciting and
absolutely
scary because I don't know where I'm going, but I like that idea of not knowing.
How do you find that you get that work, and does being abroad affect how the work comes into you?
No, I wouldn't say it affects it at all. I get most of my clients through Google ads, like paid ads.
Okay.
And I've been doing it for about 7 years, so now I've got repeat clients and word of mouth as well. Everything's based in England, like all my, everything goes through like my English accounts and everything. In Spain there's only an hour difference. but I don't have many like calls or Zoom calls or anything, so even if there was a big time difference, it wouldn't really affect my work. So I think it's good in that way. Like I can go to the other side of the world if I need to, and just use my own just choose whatever hours, and it doesn't really affect the outcome as long as I get the work done. That's the main thing.
And what one sort of last word of advice would you give to someone that's considering doing a digital nomad or co-living, adventure while you work experience?
Just do it. Don't put it off. I put it off for years, and then a pandemic happened, so you never know what's going to happen. You never know what health things are going to happen. Like I didn't know my back thing was going to take me out for like a year. So just if you want to do it, just like do it now. Like just put your stuff in storage, do whatever you need to do, put it in your parents' house if they'll have it, or just get rid of it. And you know,
so if there are any aspirins or any molecules,
and you realise when you're travelling that you don't need that much stuff. Like I had a lot of stuff. I loved buying stuff for my house. And obviously you can do it as well when you have a base and you can go travelling for a few months. Like it doesn't have to be an all or nothing thing. Like I've met so many people who do it for like a month a year or 2 months a year, 3 months a year, and then they go back to their base and they do that every year, so they know that they've got it coming. I think there's so many different ways of doing it. You don't have to be self-employed these days. You can work for a company. Like so many people here work for actual companies. And like since COVID, more and more people are letting people work remotely. So there's ask your boss. You never know, if you think you can't do it, you might be able to. And just do it. There's so many different ways of doing it these days. So many more co-living places opening up. It's so easy to find places. Like just worth the experience, even if you think it's going to be hard or tough or a lot of work. I think it's definitely worth it.
Oh, well, on that note,
cheers.